he said, I'm going to redesign this stadium to where it can do anything on planet Earth. You know, there's an interview with Jerry Jones on, he's interviewed by Joe Buck. Mm-hmm. I don't know where you find it. But Jerry Jones, in the middle of the last financial crisis, 2008 financial crisis, when the stock market crashed, when Lehman Brothers went out of business, you know where Jerry Jones was?
Buying out properties.
When he got the news that Lehman Brothers had crashed, he was standing in a 40-foot deep hole on Cowboy Stadium, where it is now.
Oh.
Building the world's biggest fucking stadium.
Interesting.
Now, do you know where Jerry Jones's net worth is tied up?
In Arkansas?
No.
Real estate. Real estate.
Well, he's going to have some real estate. He's going to have some oil and gas. He's got some of that in there. He's going to have some stock market. And he's going to have the value of the Cowboys being the biggest deal. But could you imagine being 40 feet deep in a hole, committed to spending $2 billion? $2 billion. I think it was like $1 billion at that time. $1 billion to build the new stadium, and then having most of your net worth disappear
overnight
just because markets turn. And not only that, the credit markets go to shit.
But you're also the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
He is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, but I promise you, you know, as insulated as he is, he's not sitting there. You know, liquidity wise, he probably was doing all right before that happened. But what happens whenever the markets turn?
Your liquid dries up.
Well, he's got liquidity, but what does it mean? You know, if Jet would loan him 70% of loan to value to build a Cowboy stadium before the market crashed, and then Lehman Brothers goes out of business, and Jet's like, well, we're still in, Jerry, but we're only going to do 40% of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got to come up with that difference.
He's got to come up with that difference, and, you know, probably couldn't liquidate any of his portfolio anywhere else because there's no market to sell into. So there he is, stuck. So what did Jerry Jones do? Do you know? Have I ever told you this story? Mm-hmm. So Jerry Jones is 40 foot deep in the ground, and he's like, shit, this sucks. You know what I mean? This ain't good. He stops, redesigns the stadium. You know why he redesigned the stadium?
Cost effective.
Nope. He didn't go more cost effective. Everybody would have thought he went more cost effective.
He did the exact opposite.
He did the exact opposite.
So that he knew that he had a winner, and he could say, I can do whatever I want with this thing because this is going to be Jerry's place.
He said, I'm going to redesign this stadium to where it can do anything on planet Earth. Any event you want to have, any size event, anything you want to do, you will be able to do at Cowboy Stadium. He redesigned the suites. He redesigned the TV screen. He redesigned the whole stadium, and the price went from $1 billion to $2 billion. Okay, he spent a whole extra $1 billion. Then he went and told people, he said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna pay this thing off in 3 years, and here's how I'm gonna pay it off: college football games, high school football games, rodeos, the biggest boxing matches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera."
And he did it.
And he did it. But he redesigned the whole stadium because at the beginning, his think was too small. He just wanted to house Cowboy games in a better stadium. At the end, when he was fighting for his life, what did he want to do?
He wanted to
monetize
pay. He wanted to monetize
I want to monetize every single thing I can monetize.
If you want to take a fart in Jerry's place, you're going to pay for it.
You're going to pay for it. Now, at this moment, it is in the middle of Dallas Cowboys season. It's in the middle of the season. True or false?
Right.
Yes.
We were there on Saturday or Sunday?
No, I think it was during the week.
It was during the week.
Whatever it was. But they had a game.
Friday.
They had a game that Sunday. True or false? Go look it up.
Yeah.
So we're there on a Friday at some small event that some guy's hosting. Probably cost them an arm and a leg to rent Cowboy Stadium. But they had a game on Friday. You know what I learned that day? Any day you want to, any single day you want to walk into Cowboy Stadium and tour the place and just walk around it by yourself, really. You can have a guided tour. You can walk around it by yourself. You can walk up to it and pay money and walk through the door. They have a staff there. And there's 500 or 600 people a day
that just want to see Jerry's place,
that just walk around through the suites and down the field and anywhere else they want to go. What other fucking stadium does that?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, and what other stadium's worth doing that? You know what I mean? Paying $100 or whatever it costs just to walk through it.
We did the Ranger walk at that game, and they had 8,000 people working, and they just funnel you through this line and out as quick as possible. I can't imagine being able to just walk around and like explore the place. That'd be cool as shit.
Well, you were there. You got to walk around.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Well, I don't know how roped off it is. I just know that whenever we were there, they had it on the loudspeaker. Cowboy Stadium's open 7 days a week. Come take a tour. Unless they have a game there. Unless there's an event going on, they are open for business. Now, Jerry did that. Redesigned that, made it Jerry's World. They named it after him. And then for a while, he didn't want to even let AT&T put their name on it. I mean, he negotiated a hell of a advertising deal. I mean, it was Cowboy Stadium for a long time before he took, I think it was $150 million up front and then so many million a year for them to name it AT&T Stadium. Amazing story, though, how to do it. Now, whenever he did that, this was the second time in his life he'd been dead-ass broke. The first time was after he bought the Dallas Cowboys. The second time was whenever he realized his net worth had disappeared. Now he's going to have to go another $1 billion in and get some other big players to come along with him. So he had to go sell.
He had to go recruit.
He had to go sell that he had the ability to pay that thing off in 3 years. When he did that, he said he was never going to go broke again. He was never going to tempt fate like that again. That's what he said. I prayed about it every night. I will never tempt fate like this again. And then he goes, spends $1 billion on a practice facility.
Hey, that's a nice practice facility.
Have y'all seen it though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't know about it? It's great. It's a shopping mall with a 12,000 person stadium. Inside, that's their practice facility. Restaurants, bars, high-end shopping, everything
nice.
Right there. Everything right there.
It's not finished yet, is it?
I think they just keep adding a little bit to it every now and then. But it has apartment living, the whole deal, right there. And it's a home stadium for a high school football team, so it gets some weird tax break.
He's smart.
I mean, only Jerry Jones is like, you know what?
I'm going to figure this out.
If we can put 12,000 people in there at a practice, we can also host a high school football game and get a hell of a deal on the taxes.
Yeah.
Like,
there's nothing wrong with that.